What's going on, guys? Luke here from Mr. Crypto UK again. Sorry about the cold. Yeah, can't really do much about it, but wanted to bring this video before the weekend. So, just going to touch over the market as a whole because it's been a bit ropey recently. It crashed like ridiculous. All the altcoins, Bitcoin's been pretty stable around the 6,000 to 6.5. 7 day, because obviously it's gone up and down, but it's sort of stayed the same overall. The alts, you should have seen some of these before. They were crashing 20%, 30%. I remember IOTA was down like 30% or something in one day. And the prices here, you can see Neo at 17. You got some cheap coins here, Litecoin. These have all been at $400, $200. This has been at 1,500. XRP's been at 10 times that number. It's a bit because there's an ETF decision coming up. It's literally like a flip of a coin. Like if one decision comes, everything's going to go up. If one decision comes, another decision, then it all goes down. So it's sort of a position that you either take a risk and you buy some while it's low, or you wait and see. And if it does go up, then it does go up, but it's still going to be relatively low to what it's ever been. So if it does go up on the 30th of September. It's not going to go ridiculous. It's not going to go 200-300% is it in the day. So you can still get in after and just be a bit cautious, but it's one of those positions that we just got to wait and see. So I just wanted to touch over something that I've noticed today. So you can have a look here and see some of the great ones, the ones that are pumps. But one that I want to talk about is VeChain here. So it's saying it's 47%, but actually I checked first, and this morning I woke up. Was up 75%. So it is still up, the 75%. It's just, this is a representation of a 24-hour cycle. So obviously the earlier hours at the beginning of that 24 cycle just drop off and add on as the hours go. So, but you can see here, this is all as well. Well, yeah, it is all. And obviously this is because VeChain sort of went onto their own mainnet. It's only showing you from like really early in August, so it's a bit of a false representation, I guess you could call it. But you're still going to get it go off it. But you can see here, a lot of the alts, and they did go down. A lot of the alts went down. We're seeing, you can sort of see here, but actually, it's recovered really well. So it's actually recovered to probably very similar, just a little bit less than here, which is at the beginning of August. So actually, against a lot of the others, it's done quite well. And I hold a lot of VeChain. Like I actually sold all of my Neo about 5 weeks ago, and put it all into VeChain because you can stake VeChain for VThor. And a cool thing is that obviously you get VThor. It's not been realised yet in terms of it's got a bit of volume, but it's got no market cap or anything because it's still relatively sort of new in the system. So you've got to wait until this all sort of shows. But obviously with a VeChain pump, you get a VThor pump just like you do with Neo and Gas. But I was looking into Neo's really dropped recently, and it's not just dropped; it's really gone down. So it hasn't gone down in relation to the others. If you have a look here. If we just go back to here, it hasn't just dropped, because if you look back enough, Litecoin was hovering around the 5th to 8th place in its relation into the market, and if you go down, it's now at 15, which shows that yes, everything's going down, but it's actually going down a lot more than the others, because obviously as Litecoin loses market cap, so does Cardano, so does Monero. They all lose market cap, and of course they're going to move around a little bit because some of these are very close, as you can see here. But it's really, I remember I think it was 5th at one point, which is, I wouldn't say worrying as such because it's an awful time at the moment in the market, but you sort of see what I mean. So I thought, at the moment, let's get out. And VeChain was looking very promising, and it pumped at one point. I waited, and then I bought in after. And I'm just going to hold that for a while because I just looked into the project, And with Neo, yes, it's a project, but it's not. It's reliant on a lot of other factors apart from itself. But with VeChain, it's actually more, is much more a visible plan of what it's going to be doing. And for me, that was just a bit more like security, because I can actually see what's going to happen, or so probably going to happen. Obviously, their roadmap, but obviously they've got to implement it. But you can't get what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I just liked it, so I just did it. Who knows what's going to happen? The market is pretty much just anyone's guess at the moment. But yeah, so what I'm actually going to talk about is something called Wirex. So I got basically a digital card. It's like I actually originally got what was it called? Revolut, or whatever it's called. And it basically, you can go on the app on your phone. You don't have to have a physical card. You can have a virtual card, and you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies on that Revolut card. But you couldn't actually send them, so you can buy them on the app and hold them on the app on your account, but you couldn't do anything with them. And yes, they were going to create some extra features and stuff, but at the moment, I don't know. Anyone's guess what's going to actually be released. And I got it because I was going to go into France, and you can get you can convert your GBP value in your account instantly to euros, and it gives you. I checked the rate against like TravelX. I always get my travel money from TravelX because they are the best rate, even by like the tiniest percent. Like you get an extra £1 per like 100 quid or like 80p. It's almost nothing. But if you're getting £1,000, it gives you a free couple of beers or something, doesn't it? So I looked, and and TravelX is always the best against like the post office. Everyone goes to the post office or Sainsbury's or something, and everyone thinks, yeah, post office is the best. It's not. It's very simple. Like if you haven't got a physical store anywhere, then you can get better rates because you're a virtual website. It's very it's no brainer, sort of easy math. So yeah, they're always a bit cheaper, and you can get free delivery over 500 quid. But with this, it's instant. Don't have to go in. Don't have to order any currency. You can just transfer it instantly. I can transfer it back to pounds. So I can just transfer 100 quid into euros, go away, spend it like I would a normal card to use it. Anything left, I just convert back at a better exchange rate than I would anywhere else, and it takes me seconds rather than anything else. And I thought perfect. But then I came across Wirex. Now it's very similar. Does exactly the same thing. You can see here. And you can pay for a card. So I think Wirex was a free card, but you have to pay £1 a month for the ability to transfer through different currencies. So you can see here, you click the exchange, and it would just exchange it for like US dollars or euros. It's free to open, and you can actually just have it all for free, just with a virtual card. So if you just want to have a virtual card, basically where you just tap your phone on the little sensor. It's all free, and the same with the Revolut card. So perfect, But I like a physical card, just because if your battery dies, no internet, I don't know. There's lots of things that could happen. I just want to not faff around with it. Just grab the card. So with the Revolut card, it was £5, and that's all I have to ever pay. With the Wirex, it was like £1 a month. So yeah, it's a bit more, but it has a couple of cool features that I like. And I think the exchange rate on the Wirex is a bit less than what is on Revolut. So I use the Revolut card probably for my euros, and this for the crypto side. As you can see, crypto friendly. So a little bit about it: you can store, transfer, mobile, and desktop. You can sort of spend anywhere with instant currency, fiat or crypto. Now I need to test this because it's making me sound like you can actually. So you can send and receive cryptos with the Wirex card. I can send my Litecoin here and then send it somewhere else. I can receive it. I can get paid to this card, and it's making me until I actually get the card and test it. I don't know, but it makes me sound like you can actually convert your crypto into fiat, and then spend the money on the card, which would be ridiculous. So if at the moment it's almost impossible. Well, it's not very impossible. I actually withdrew from Coinbase the other day a little bit of money, and it took a day. So I did it on like a Thursday, and on Friday morning I had the money. So actually it only took 1 day to get it out, which I thought was faster than it was. I was expecting like 5 days. But with this, if it works, it's instant. So to me, it's making me sound like, sometimes you don't want to use your crypto, but say that you'd rather have the option, wouldn't you? If you've got 10 Litecoin, so I've got a bit of Litecoin, I'm going to withdraw out of something that I've got. and I want to store it. But I can have it on my, I can just put it on a hardware wallet and leave it. But I'd like to have the option to spend it if I can. I'd rather have more options than less options, just in life. And have everything sort of stored in one place. But another cool thing I found is this is actually what you can do. So you can earn a 0.5% cash back, and you get paid in Bitcoin. So you go here. Is this the right bit? Yeah. So smarter cash back in crypto, whatever it is. So you can basically redeem instantly into Bitcoin, or just 2 clicks exchange into pounds. So you can basically get paid into Bitcoin, and if you want, put it back into your currency. But for me, this is almost like a passive income. I know it's going to be small for a standard person using the card, because if you're using it, if you spend well, to me, I thought if you can put through, I need a test. If you can put through sort of not business expenses, sorry, bills. So I can put my phone bill through it. I can put my rent through. I don't know, it's just stuff like that. If you can basically just use it as a normal bank card, which I believe you can, because it does everything a bank card does. You can use it. You log in. You can transfer out. It's exactly the same. Then, if I can put all my outgoings through the card, including my day-to-day life, like shopping, you could go over £1,000 a month, easy, just using this card, and get some get some crypto. And the thing is, even if you're getting £5 or £10 a month in crypto, you're getting it in Bitcoin, but you're not getting £5 or £10 worth of Bitcoin, but you're getting it at the live rate. So but you're actually getting so for example, you might be getting 0.0002 Bitcoin, because that at the time equals £5 to £10, whatever. But obviously, Bitcoin's really low at the moment compared to what it, imagine 5 years. And they might not offer this in 5 years, depending on how it works. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. But for me, I'd rather accumulate as much Bitcoin as I can in any way I can at the moment. So I've got a crypto miner here at the flat, getting me I think it keeps changing, $80 to $100 a month. It keeps changing on the percentages it's saying, and yes, it probably does. I don't make much money on it because I've got to pay the electric. I'm keeping on tabs on it, but it's more I'm speculating is what I'm doing. So I'm not going off now's rates. I'm thinking of speculative rates. So I'm thinking in 5 years, what is that $80 to $100 worth of Bitcoin that I'm mining now going to be worth? So if I believe it will be 5 times in 5 years, so it's only going to go up 1x per year, then I'm actually that $100 that I'm mining per month now is actually $500 in my mind, and that's how I'm sort of treating it. So I'm doing stuff like that. So same with this. If you can accumulate Bitcoin for 5 years in this wallet, on this card, yeah, it might only be of worth at recorded. So when the transaction is recorded, it might only be worth like £100. But by the 5 year period, if you don't touch it, it could be worth £2,000. So for me, using it while the Bitcoin is low, you're going to be getting more Bitcoin for what you're doing. And actually, you can just open this up for free and just use your phone. You don't have to buy the card or anything. And yeah, it's just easy. And the great thing about it is that what I've got on my Revolut card, which is almost identical to this, every time you spend money on it, it actually comes up on your phone. It says you spent £2.50. So I was on the Underground in London, and I was like, how much? And you can use these cards on the little beeper thing when you go to London on the Underground. You don't need a Uber. You don't need a sort of Oyster card or anything. You can just tap this and tap out at the other side, and it will just add up the whole day's amount of sort of travel and give you the cheapest rate. So if it's a travel card which does all zones for like 20 quid a day on the weekend, it will give you that rate, even if you have spent the equivalent of say 30 quid, because it's give you the cheapest rate. And you can just tap in, tap out with that card. And I used to always wonder, how much have I spent? And normally you've got to log into your online banking, see what balance you got, see this. It's like this just pops up like an app. It just gives you a push notification. You spent £2.50. As soon as you've tapped out and the transaction's been recorded, it tells you. So straight away, within 1 second, it just beeps like a text or vibrates, and I can see that I spent however much on my travel. And it's just like, you don't have to even really make an effort to do it. It's just doing it for you. But it just saves all this little extra saving time. See, it looks like this. So like, oh, this is a bit unusual. Okay, not sure what that means. But to me, this is just another really cool thing, and there's no restriction, so you can spend as much money as you want on this. Like you can spend 100 grand a month, for example, and get whatever crypto that gives you. It's just cool. And I'm getting this card, so I'm going to have two cards. One is the Revolut card, and that's going to be if I ever go away on holiday, I can just do it, get the best exchange rate, in and out, and then if I want to, then for my day-to-day use, I'll use this card, and it's the cost is £1 for this, and it's free now forever for the other card. And what I've noticed is there's a business section now. That got me thinking. The business section isn't actually live. I've signed up for the wait list, and I'm hoping that there'll be some sort of crypto back, cash back on it, because or something similar, because there's usually always an incentive for businesses, because the volume of money going through the account's normally high or higher, so obviously they get paid. Well, more money going through them is creates them more revenue at the end of the day. So I'm really hoping for that. But I thought, if on a side note, personal. Now, if you're like a sole trader and you're doing Amazon FBA, so like I do Amazon FBA, buy and sell through Amazon, send it to Amazon. So I buy all the stock from various places, label it up, send it to Amazon, and they then do everything for me after that. So they sell it for me. Well, I have an online portal, I'll set prices, they do all the customer service, returns, sending to the customer. It's a Prime item because of that, which is called Amazon Prime. And yeah, but the amount of purchases per month is ridiculous. So I could spend, let's just say spending 10 grand a month, every month on purchases to sell. Now at Christmas as well, you're probably selling 30 grand. So at Christmas, because you're getting your money back so much faster, I say 3 times faster, you can buy 3 times more stuff, but you're using the same amount of money initially. You're just getting that £1 that you're putting in back faster, so you can then re-spend that £1. So it looks like you're spending 30 grand, but you're using the same original 10. But the amount that you can spend per year, say £120,000 you could use. Now, if there's no limit on this cashback crypto bank, you could be making some serious money in Bitcoin by using this as basically your personal business card. So you could use this on all purchases of your Amazon FBA business, and imagine then the amount of crypto you're going to be getting back. And another great thing is that you could then use this to withdraw from your European, so basically the Europe on your Amazon account, the European exchange rates are really not as good as you can get, and I'm still trying to fix it, sort it basically. I tried TransferWire or something, TransferWise I think it's called, but the problem with the account said it's not verified, and then they were saying it is, and yeah. But I'm going to probably change it to this when I get a business one, or hopefully I can. So I have to wait, obviously. But if you're not a limited company, because obviously I'm a limited company, so I can't use my personal card for business costs, just how it is. I can basically, if you're just a sole trader, you can probably use this, and gain, just basically gain cashback. And yes, there are cashback cards and stuff. So you'd have to look at the percentages and see which one's best, but it depends on what your goal is. Like some people would prefer to get paid cash back in crypto because they are just in the market and they're looking to accumulate, and some people aren't. But I just thought it was cool. But at the moment, I'm gonna get the card, trial it out, see how it works, and hopefully, what you can do is you can actually transfer your crypto into fiat and back, and actually spend it. I mean, that would be amazing if you actually can just in a few clicks could actually spend some of your crypto. Not that you really want to, but the option. And just to finish off, yeah, that's something that I'm going to be trialing. It seems quite cool. It just links with crypto, doesn't it? So I thought I'd say. There's something about the market I was looking at. So if you look at this, This is Bitcoin chart. This is only literally US dollar price because it's, you know. But you would look at this and be like, oh, is that now? Like, is this now? It's not. Look, I actually just looked. It's 2014. No, that's about a year, bit more than a year. August, yeah, it's about a year and a half. But you can see this. This looks identical to December, with it's very similar actions here, dropping down, and that, you know, remember it went down to like the 6 grand, so it's up at 20, went back up to about 15, and it did this, and then it actually did do this very similar, and then now it's all the way down back here. You know, it doesn't look, you know, if we try to match this now, so let's see, it's something, okay, you can't do it perfectly, so this line will be a bit to the right, yeah, so this line here, well, you saw it over here, but this, you telling me that looks much different, you know, we do it again, ready? Not really. That does not look much different. It's like it's just cycles, you know. If you you know, back then, if you had Bitcoin here 130, or let's say where is it? It's about 130, 117. Let's just say that it's October, and by December the 1st, it's 10x pretty much 10x. You know, and then it went all the way down, like almost a year later. It was at 374. A year, that's 1 year later. You know, we're not even close to the year later. Well, okay, 4 or 5 months. You know, if you had bought down here, let's look at October, 4,500. That's only like 4x actually, 5x, and it's now down at, you know, this is actually a better cycle than what that cycle was before, because yes, the value is more, but the percentages is actually less. It's only down like 4x. Not even 4x, it's like 3.5 or something. So you can see, like, you know, Litecoin, I had a look at Litecoin, it's a bit different. Litecoin's not, it's sort of got the right thing. You can see, it looks like December, obviously it's not, there's strong after, and it's gone right down, so it was 52 and then it's 4. 52 to 4, I mean, come on. And even there it was like 401, no, there we go, 376. You know, you telling me that this has not happened year after year, but just no one's known about it. Like, I mean, imagine getting in here for, could have sold at 52, and then people were buying at 52, 40, and then it, like, nearly a year later, like same time as now, August 18th, is that today? No, almost. Yeah, August 19th, 376. What's the problem? As you know, what I'm trying to say, 2014, that's 4 years. And actually, you can see this little blue line here. You can sort of see, but it doesn't do it every year, I noticed. So here, in July, it actually spiked, and it didn't really do much here. I don't think it did much here. There's little spikes. I don't believe it was until around here. Yeah, it wasn't until recently, but you can see, not every year, but it's happened. Yeah. And if it's happened before and recovered, then surely that is the greatest sign I could have ever seen. Like, if something's never happened before, then it's an unknown. But if it's happened before, then and it's fine. Like, this isn't even as bad as last time. Yes, the amounts are higher, but this isn't even as bad as then. Like, that is like 5 times worse. So imagine what it would have been like being in that sort of community then. You know, and a lot of people would have been in this time, and now they're really they know what they're doing for this time, and it's more like experience and stuff. But it's just really interesting to look at. Like, everyone's panicking right now, saying it's dead, but like, this is looking so healthy compared to what I've just seen over here. Like, this is looking great, you know. Like, give me 5 years of buying crypto, in increments all the way for the next 3 to 5 years, then gravy. So yeah, anyway, I'm not going to go on anymore. That is the video. Hopefully you got some value from it. And yeah, smash your thumbs up, subscribe, and see you on the next video. Bye.